Variety first broke the news of his passing. Tonight we are joined by Chris Willman, the senior music writer and chief music critic at Variety. Thanks so much for being with us, Chris. What a legend. I know for you, the harmony, such an important part of his legacy.
Yeah, and those people you were talking to there at Amoeba really got to it. He was a great solo singer. He had kind of the prettiest voice maybe you ever heard in rock and roll. It was so pure, and you could pick it out of those harmonies with Crosby and Nash because you know, they had very distinctive tones, but he was the linchpin. They just could not, you could almost take anyone else out of the equation and it would work, but it would not with him. He was totally at the center of it, and those guys acknowledged that. And he had quite a solo career on his own too, but Crosby, Stills, and Nash coming back together for reunion tours decade after decade until they finally fell apart, you know, over infighting toward the end. But there's so much to remember them by, whether you are 20 now or 80. I think like the younger generation, as that guy at Amoeba was saying, maybe they discovered him through his Twitter account. You know, he got in a Twitter feud with Phoebe Bridgers recently over her guitar smashing, and they called each other names. So, you know, that's one way to stay relevant when you're 80, 81. But, you know, it's the music even more than the, but he was a great character too. I mean, he was just crotchety. A lot of people loved him, hated him. He got fired from the Byrds famously. He was estranged with Neil Young and the other guys in that band. And yet, when I talked to him, I thought, how can you not love this guy? He's such a brother. He's so honest. And he was crying when I talked to him a couple of years ago over the phone. And I just thought, I don't have that many people like crying with me over the phone. And so I was really touched by the steep wellspring of emotion he had, even though he was kind of a cantankerous guy with people.
Yeah, well, I want to know what he was crying. What you made him cry, apparently, Chris. And then also, speaking to that, I mean, absolutely, their harmony together, but they didn't necessarily really like each other, right?
Certainly not toward the end. He was like the one guy in the band that nobody got along with. And that seemed to be the case with the Byrds when they came to an end in the 60s. He got fired famously by Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman. And yet, you know, I talked with Cameron Crowe about him, who made a documentary about him a few years ago. And it's sort of like, you can see why he didn't get along with people, but how could you not love this guy who really, you know, especially in the documentary, just like how he was kind of facing the end of his life. He knew the end was coming, and he wanted to come clean with people about what he'd done right and what he'd done wrong, and he wanted to get back together with these guys, even if they were feeling a little bit like, oh, we don't know, we spent too many years fighting with this guy. But there was something really adorable about him, even though he was crusty.
And he literally came clean after a battle with drug addiction, became a spokesperson for that. And just real quickly, the reason he was crying when you talked to him, wasn't it you were doing a story over the death of another music legend?
Well, we were honoring the 25th anniversary of Jerry Garcia, and that's what got him crying, because he loved Jerry so much, and he felt like Jerry had helped him out at a time in his life in the early 70s when David had had the love of his life die in a tragic accident around 1971, and he was just going off by himself in the hills. And he said Jerry was the one who kind of brought him back down literally from the mountain and got him involved in music again, and played on his first solo album and collaborated, and that meant so much to him. Wow. Even 25 years later, after Jerry was gone, it was very moving talking with him about Jerry. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What all of them legends, everybody you're talking about, and what an impact on Southern California as well, and LA and Laurel Canyon and everything as well. Chris Willman, senior music writer and chief music critic at Variety. I wish we could do a whole podcast with you just about him, but we appreciate your perspective. Thanks for coming on tonight.
You bet.